Chosen one, stop what you're doing. Right now, in this very moment, you need to understand something critical. There is a conversation happening about you, not on Earth, though that's happening too. I'm talking about a conversation in the realm you cannot see with physical eyes. Your name is being spoken in heavenly councils. Your assignment is being reviewed. Your timing is being confirmed. Angelic forces are receiving orders concerning you. And yes, dark principalities are strategizing against you. You are the subject of discussion in dimensions beyond your current perception. This isn't the first time. You've been discussed before, at your birth, during key moments of your development, at crossroads in your journey. But this time is different. This time, the discussions carry a weight they haven't carried before. This time, the conversations are about activation, not just preparation. This time, it's serious. You've felt it, haven't you? A shift in the atmosphere around your life. An intensity you can't quite explain. A sense that something significant is about to break open. That feeling isn't anxiety. It isn't paranoia. It's spiritual intelligence. Your spirit is picking up on the fact that you're being discussed at the highest levels. Let me pull back the veil and show you what's happening in the courts of heaven right now. There are angelic beings assigned specifically to you, not just guardian angels, but strategic angels, warrior angels, angels of provision, angels of divine connection, angels of protection. They've been with you your entire life, but they've just received new orders, upgraded instructions, expanded mandates. Heaven is looking at the timeline of Earth and looking at the timeline of your life, and a divine synchronization is occurring. What heaven needs to happen in the Earth realm requires you to be positioned exactly where you're about to be positioned. The global spiritual landscape is shifting, and you're a key piece in that shift. In these heavenly councils, your strengths are being discussed, not to praise you, but to deploy you. Heaven knows exactly what you carry, your gifts, your experiences, your pain, your wisdom, your authority. And heaven is determining precisely where those attributes are needed most urgently. Your weaknesses are also being discussed, not to shame you, but to strengthen you. Heaven is coordinating which areas of your character need rapid development, because the assignment coming requires a level of maturity you haven't fully reached yet. That's why you've been feeling stretched lately. That's why pressure has increased. Heaven is accelerating your growth because there's no more time for slow development. The angels are receiving instructions about doors that need to open. Specific doors. Doors of opportunity, doors of connection, doors of provision, doors of influence. They're being told exactly when to open them and exactly how to position you to walk through them. They're also receiving instructions about doors that need to close, relationships that need to end, opportunities you need to miss, paths you need to be blocked from. Because not every open door is meant for you, and heaven is protecting you from detours that would delay your assignment. There are prophetic words being released from the throne room, declarations about your future, decrees about your destiny, proclamations about your purpose. These words are being sent into the earth realm like missiles, targeted specifically at the circumstances of your life. You'll begin seeing these words manifest in unusual confirmations, repeated messages, and supernatural alignments. But heaven isn't the only realm discussing you. There's another conversation happening simultaneously, and you need to know about it. In the kingdom of darkness, your name is also being spoken. Demonic princes assigned to your region, your bloodline, and your assignment are convening, and they're worried, genuinely worried, because they can see what's about to happen, and they know that if you fully activate, entire territories shift. Let me be clear. The enemy doesn't waste high-level resources on people who don't matter. If you're experiencing intense warfare right now, it's because you're a priority target. The level of attack you're under is directly proportional to the threat you pose to Hell's agenda. In these demonic councils, strategies are being formed. They know they can't stop you. Your destiny is sealed by divine decree, but they can try to delay you, distract you, discourage you, or derail you. So they're coordinating multi-layered attacks. They're discussing which of your vulnerabilities to exploit. They've studied you for years. They know your triggers, your traumas, your weaknesses, your insecurities. They know exactly what temptations attract you, what fears paralyze you, what lies you're most likely to believe. They're assigning specific demonic entities to areas of your life. There are demons assigned to your thought life, trying to flood your mind with confusion, doubt, and condemnation. There are demons assigned to your emotions, trying to keep you in depression, anxiety, or rage. There are demons assigned to your relationships, trying to create division, betrayal, and isolation. There are demons assigned to your finances, blocking provision and creating crisis. There are demons assigned to your health, manifesting symptoms and draining your strength. There are demons assigned to your ministry or career, creating obstacles and sabotaging opportunities. They're also coordinating attacks through people. Not everyone who opposes you is consciously evil, but some people in your life are being used as instruments of warfare, whether they realize it or not. The enemy speaks through willing and unwilling vessels, spreading gossip about you, questioning your character, undermining your credibility, or suddenly withdrawing support at critical moments. The enemy is particularly focused on your mind right now, because if they can get you to believe you're disqualified, they don't have to actually disqualify you. If they can convince you that you're not called, they don't have to stop your calling. If they can make you doubt your identity, they don't have to attack your destiny. The battle for your future is being fought in your thought life. But here's what the enemy knows that you need to know. They're losing. They can see the heavenly orders being issued. They can see the angelic reinforcements being deployed. They can see the timeline accelerating. They know their window to stop you is closing rapidly. That's why the attacks are so intense right now. It's desperation, not dominance. Now let's talk about the conversations happening in the natural realm, because those matter too. Right now, in the physical world, you are being discussed by people you know and people you don't know. Some of these conversations are positive, some are negative. All of them are significant. There are people who see what's on you even if they can't articulate it. They watch you and sense something different, something powerful, something unsettling. They talk about you to others, trying to make sense of what they're perceiving. There's something about them, they say. I can't put my finger on it, but they're not like everyone else. These people are responding to the anointing that rests on your life. Even unbelievers can sense spiritual weight. Your presence affects atmospheres, and people notice even when they don't understand what they're noticing. Some of these conversations are accusations. People are questioning your motives, criticizing your choices, analyzing your behavior. You've been the subject of gossip, slander, and judgment. This hurts, especially when it comes from people you trusted or respected. But understand this. When you're assigned to shift atmospheres, atmospheres resist. When you're called to expose darkness, darkness fights back. When you're destined to rise, people invested in keeping you down will work against you. Not all opposition is demonic. Some is just human insecurity, jealousy, or misunderstanding. There are also people speaking well of you in rooms you're not in. advocating for you, recommending you, opening doors for you, defending you against false accusations. These are divine connections, people assigned to your destiny who are positioning you even when you're unaware of it. Someone in a position of influence has mentioned your name recently in a context that will matter for your future. A conversation happened that you know nothing about, but it's setting up an opportunity that's coming. Heaven orchestrated that conversation. The right person was in the right room at the right time, saying the right thing about you. There are also spiritual mentors and intercessors who don't even know you personally, but have been assigned to pray for you. Your name shows up in their prayer time. They feel burdened for you. They warfare on your behalf without ever meeting you. This is part of the spiritual infrastructure heaven builds around chosen ones. But here's what you need to understand. While people's opinions can affect your circumstances, they cannot affect your calling. People can open or close doors in the natural, but they cannot override what heaven has decreed. Their discussions about you, whether positive or negative, are ultimately irrelevant compared to what heaven has already determined. You might be wondering, why is all this discussion happening now? Why is heaven intensifying focus on you at this particular moment? Why is hell escalating warfare right now? Why are people suddenly paying more attention to you? The answer is simple, because the time has come. There are appointed times in your life, moments predetermined before you were born, moments when heaven says, now. This is one of those moments. You're at a Kairos moment, not just Chronos time. Kairos is divine timing, the appointed, strategic, ordained moment when heaven's will intersects Earth's reality through your obedience. The world is in a specific season that requires what you specifically carry. The problems that exist right now need the solutions you've been prepared to provide. The people who are hurting right now need the healing you've been equipped to offer. The darkness that's covering specific territories right now needs the light you've been empowered to carry. Your entire life has been preparation for this window of time. Every painful experience taught you something you'll need. Every battle you fought built strength you'll use. Every loss you endured created space for what's coming. Every closed door redirected you toward this moment. Heaven doesn't waste preparation. You weren't trained for nothing. You weren't refined for no reason. The years of obscurity, the seasons of waiting, the periods of testing, all of it was building you for this. The discussion about you is happening now because the deployment is imminent. When militaries prepare for major operations, there's a period of intense strategic planning right before the action begins. That's where you are. The planning is reaching its conclusion. The strategy is finalized. The orders are being issued. The movement is about to begin. You've been feeling restless because your spirit knows. You've been feeling anxious because you're sensing the magnitude of what's ahead. You've been feeling uncertain because you're standing at the edge of the unknown. But that discomfort is confirmation, not condemnation. It means you're exactly where you're supposed to be at exactly the right time. Let me tell you what heaven is actually saying about you in these discussions. This is what the angels are being told. This is what's being decreed from the throne room. You are being assigned to specific people who are waiting for exactly what you carry. Not generic people, not masses. Specific individuals whose lives will be transformed by your obedience. Some you'll meet briefly. Some will become long-term connections, but each one is an appointment, not an accident. There are people right now, at this very moment, praying for someone like you to show up. They're asking God for help, for wisdom, for breakthrough. and you are the answer to their prayers. Heaven is about to position you in their path. What you've survived gives you the authority to help them survive. What you've overcome gives you the tools to help them overcome. You are being positioned in specific territories, physical and spiritual territories. There are geographic locations you're going to be placed in that need your presence. There are spiritual atmospheres you're going to be sent into that need your authority. Some of these territories are in darkness, and your assignment is to be light. Some are in confusion, and your assignment is to bring clarity. You are being given specific mantles of authority, spiritual authority to bind and loose, to open and close, to decree and declare. You're being granted access to realms of spiritual power you haven't operated in before. This isn't about pride or position, it's about function. Heaven is increasing your authority because the assignment requires it. You are being entrusted with specific resources. Financial provision is about to increase because the work ahead costs money. You can't fund a God-sized vision with human-sized resources. Heaven is about to release provision from unexpected sources, inheritances, opportunities, favor, gifts. This isn't for luxury, it's for mission. You are being connected with specific people who will form your team. You can't fulfill your assignment alone. Heaven has prepared co-laborers, supporters, partners, and helpers. Some are already in your life, but about to step into new roles. Some you haven't met yet, but will meet in divine timing. These aren't random connections, they're strategic assignments. You are being given specific words to speak, prophetic words, words of wisdom, words of knowledge, words that will break chains, heal wounds, expose deception, and bring hope. Your voice is about to carry more weight than it ever has. When you speak, things will move. When you declare, things will shift. When you proclaim, things will manifest. You are being prepared for specific battles. Not warfare for the sake of warfare, but strategic battles that determine the freedom of others. You're going to confront principalities over regions. You're going to warfare for people who can't warfare for themselves. You're going to stand in gaps that others either can't or won't stand in. In these heavenly discussions, your character is also being evaluated, not to condemn you, but to confirm you're ready. Heaven is looking at specific character qualities that have been developed through your journey. They're noting your humility, how you've remained humble despite the gifting you carry, how you haven't promoted yourself, how you've served in obscurity without complaint. This humility is what qualifies you for the promotion that's coming. Heaven can trust you with visibility because you've proven faithful in invisibility. They're noting your faithfulness, how you've remained obedient even when obedience didn't make sense, how you've continued to pray when prayers seemed unanswered, how you've kept believing when circumstances contradicted your faith. This faithfulness is what qualifies you for greater responsibility. They're noting your compassion, how your pain didn't make you bitter but made you tender, how your wounds became sources of empathy, not resentment, how you've chosen to love even after betrayal. This compassion is what qualifies you to handle wounded people without wounding them further. They're noting your integrity, how you've maintained moral consistency even when no one was watching, how you've chosen truth even when lies were more convenient, how you've honored your word even when it cost you. This integrity is what qualifies you for spiritual authority. They're noting your courage, how you've faced fears and moved forward anyway, how you've stood alone when standing with the crowd meant compromise, how you've spoken truth when silence was safer. This courage is what qualifies you for the battles ahead. But heaven is also noting the areas that still need work. And this is important. You need to know this. There are character flaws that will be exposed and addressed in this season. Not to embarrass you, but to refine you. Because what you're about to walk into will expose every weakness, and heaven is preparing you in advance. Pride is being targeted. Any subtle arrogance, any hidden superiority, any unconscious entitlement, it's being dealt with. You're about to experience humbling circumstances that will keep you low, even as you're lifted high. Control is being targeted. Any need to manage outcomes, manipulate circumstances, or force timing, it's being confronted. You're going to face situations where you have no control, and you'll learn to trust God's control instead. Self-reliance is being targeted. Any tendency to depend on your own strength, wisdom, or resources, it's being broken. You're going to face impossibilities that force you to depend completely on divine intervention. Fear is being targeted. Every fear that still has a grip on you, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of man, fear of loss, it's being exposed and evicted. You can't walk in your calling while fear controls your decisions. Unforgiveness is being targeted. Any bitterness you're still carrying, any grudges you're still holding, any resentment you're still nursing, it's being purged. You can't carry the anointing and carry offense at the same time. This refining process is part of what's being discussed. Heaven is coordinating circumstances that will surface these issues so you can address them before the next level. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. In these discussions about you, a timeline is being revealed. Not every detail, but enough for you to recognize confirmations when they come. Within the next season, and I mean months, not years, you're going to experience a series of rapid shifts. Things that have been stuck will suddenly break loose. Things that have been delayed will suddenly accelerate. Things that have been closed will suddenly open. You're going to receive an unexpected opportunity that seems too big, too soon, too much. Your natural mind will want to decline it out of fear or insecurity. Don't. That opportunity is divinely orchestrated. It's meant to stretch you beyond your current capacity so you can grow into your next dimension. You're going to lose a relationship that you've been trying to preserve. This will hurt, but it's necessary. That relationship is actually holding you back, and heaven is severing it so you can move forward. Grieve it, but don't chase it. Let it go. You're going to gain a relationship that feels significant from the first conversation. You'll meet someone and immediately sense, this person is supposed to be in my life. Trust that instinct. This is a divine connection that heaven has prepared for this exact timing. You're going to receive financial provision that makes no logical sense. Money from a source you didn't expect, in an amount that feels disproportionate to your current situation. This is heaven seeding your assignment. Steward it wisely, not selfishly. You're going to have a supernatural encounter that marks you, whether in a dream, a vision, an experience in worship, or a divine visitation. Something is going to happen that you cannot explain and can never forget. This encounter will become an anchor for your faith in the difficult days ahead. You're going to be asked to do something that feels impossible, something beyond your skill set, beyond your experience, beyond your resources. You'll want to say no because you feel unqualified. Say yes anyway. Your qualification isn't in your ability, it's in your obedience. You're going to experience a public vindication. Something that was said about you, something that was done to you, something that discredited you, it's going to be exposed and corrected publicly. Your name will be cleared. Your reputation will be restored. Your accusers will be silenced. You're going to go through one more major testing before the breakthrough. One more storm. One more battle. One more season of pressure. But this one is different. This one is the final exam before graduation. Get through this, and you level up permanently. So what do you do with this information? How do you respond to the reality that you're being discussed in realms you cannot see? First, guard your heart and mind fiercely. The battle for your future is happening in your thought life right now. Every doubt, every fear, every lie is a weapon being deployed against you. You must take every thought captive. You must reject lies immediately. You must speak truth over yourself constantly. Second, increase your prayer life. This isn't religious obligation. It's strategic necessity. Prayer is how you access the heavenly discussions and receive instructions. Prayer is how you align yourself with what heaven is decreating. Prayer is how you enforce what's been decided in your favor. Pray more. Pray longer. Pray with authority. Third, move when heaven says move. You're going to receive promptings, sometimes clear, sometimes subtle. A push to reach out to someone, a pull to go somewhere, a sense to say something. Obey immediately. These promptings are angels executing the orders they've been given concerning you. Your obedience accelerates the process. Fourth, protect your peace. Chaos is going to try to overwhelm you. Drama is going to try to distract you. Urgency is going to try to pressure you. But heaven operates from rest, not rush. Maintain your peace. When you're at peace, you hear clearly. When you're in chaos, you miss instructions. Fifth, stay in worship. Worship isn't just singing. It's a lifestyle of surrender and adoration. Worship keeps you humble. Worship keeps your heart soft. Worship keeps your spirit sensitive. When you're being discussed in both heaven and hell, worship ensures you're aligned with heaven's conversation, not hell's. Sixth, get strategically connected. Stop isolating. Stop withdrawing. Stop protecting yourself through distance. You need your tribe right now. You need people who can pray with you, prophesy over you, and stand with you. These connections are part of your protection. Seventh, document what's happening. Write down the dreams. Record the prophecies. Journal the confirmations. You're going to need these records later. When you're in the middle of the storm and can't see clearly, you'll need to look back and remember what God said when the sky was clear. Chosen one, I want to close by speaking directly from the heart of what heaven is declaring over you right now. You are being discussed because you matter. Your life has weight. Your assignment is critical. Your moment has arrived. Every weapon formed against you in these discussions is being disarmed. Every scheme plotted against you is being exposed and destroyed. Every attack launched against you is being turned into your promotion. Heaven's strategies concerning you are being released right now. Angels are moving on your behalf. Doors are opening. Connections are forming. Provision is flowing. Clarity is coming. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not disqualified. You are chosen. You are called. You are equipped. You are ready. The discussions about you are concluding. The strategies are finalized. The orders are issued. The movement begins now. This is serious. This is significant. This is your time. Now rise. Step forward. Walk into what's been discussed. Become who they're saying you are. You're being discussed again, chosen one. And this time, the discussion ends in your victory.